Get nice again. High of 89, 65 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagel, and that's the news. Sure, being stuck at home can be a drag, but it can also be an opportunity.
Alright, so for this one, I am being sent to be the first load to a large concrete patio way up the top of a hill in a neighboring town. Unfortunately, in this video, you won't be able to see the view that the house actually has. It does actually have a pretty nice view, as it was foggy. But I am currently making my way up the hill. It was a pretty steep climb. The truck that I drive has 1,200 foot-pounds of torque, and at some points I was using all of them with, I believe, the 9 or 10 yards that I had on. Unfortunately for this video, my in-cab camera didn't record, so I only have the cameras that face the outside for this one.
What's going on? Okay.
We're gonna do the first hour today, way on in.
All right. All right, sounds good. Huh? All right. All right. Sounds good. Okay.
So he had me mix up to a 6.5, 6. Right off the bat, I kept it at a 6 just because I didn't know if, 6.5 in reality would be too wet for him. That's usually a fairly safe bet, is to maybe keep it a little on the stiff side if you don't pour for a guy often or you're unsure of what he really wants. So he was putting his chute on after I put both of my add-on chutes. I did have to wet it up a little bit more because where I am parked is probably 3 or so feet lower than where the upper section is, so the concrete had trouble coming down my chute and his chute, but after we got that out of the way, it flowed nice.
A little bit more. All right.
Now with his chute out of the way, it's my turn to play. He just needed to add his extra extension chute on there so he could hit the farthest corner that I would never be able to get with the truck. But now that he got that out of the way, I could pull back in and do my thing. Initially, he wanted me to just send him some concrete so that he could pull it into where he had already spread some of it out. And then after that, I did the usual. he has some grade stakes sporadically placed in the middle of this section of the patio. So you just gotta work around them. That, you know, sometimes you lift your chute up a little bit to work around them, or you just sort of back up and move around it. So at this point, he has his power screed out. Sometimes they're referred as vibra screeds or vibrating screeds, but it's basically a screed that has essentially a weed whacker motor on it that vibrates and assists in screeding concrete out. I just figured I'd point it out if you've never seen one in action or whatnot, but that's what he's got over there. So now that I'm done with that section of this patio, I didn't actually have much concrete left at all, but either way he wanted at least one wheelbarrow as a safety pile, as they're called, to fill in any rat's nests that come up or little quick low spots he needs to fill in with something. So this is a quick view of this patio after the last load, which I also made a run out there to do. This is also a look at the view that the house actually has. I have affectionately decided to call this the lookout platform because there was a big rock retaining wall that you could see there that this patio was sitting on top of. But yeah, that was that. So that's that for this one. I believe it was a total of 60 yards for that patio. He had it broken up into several different pours over the course of a few different days. I was the first load and ended up being the last load. But I'll leave you here with some footage of the ride back down the hill and then out into the main road. And then I gotta get loaded up for another one. Be sure to subscribe, obviously, leave a comment, like the video, and search out Banas Concrete Service on both Facebook and Instagram.